what do you mean I'm black? I'm not black, I'm African. And he goes, y'all Negroes are the same. But first day, usually in American or in college system, they give you a paper to fill out. When I filled out, I put other and I put African because the tick is black/African American. Now I don't have a blue passport. So in my head, I'm no black or African American because I don't have a blue passport. That was my understanding what race was. He literally calls me when class was ending. He's like, oh, like, no. Like you tick black or African American, you black. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not black. I'm actually African. Because in my mind, this is fresh off the boat, Sophie, 2014. I'm not black. What do you mean I'm black? I'm not black, I'm African. And he goes, y'all Negroes are the same. Not the cameraman doing hot. The word Negro and nigga does not mean anything to me. Not because I don't know history, but because at that point I didn't understand the impact of the slur. I'd heard it was a slur, but I didn't understand the impact of it because it had no impact on me. Like I could tell he was upset, but I couldn't understand
what was he upset about.
I don't know.
How dare she try
How
other
dare me
herself?
try to, yeah.
Like, I know a nigga when I see a nigga.
He said Negro. He didn't say nigga. He said Negro.
Yeah, but that's what he meant, basically.
Negro is even deeper. Niggas even casual.
How dare you disrespect my eyesight?
This is why FBA culture is centered, or is the center of whatever, a black culture. Because we in America. That's why. Like, I'm going to keep this very simple. People come here and people come here from other countries and people talk about us from when they never lived in this country and they're in another country. And it's always competitive. You know, I'm gonna say always, but it has animosity because of competition. And people like, you know, it looks like, wow, Black Americans the center of the Black diaspora. It's like, fam, because we're in America, and I'm gonna explain it this way. There have been great Black people globally. You know, Brazil, the Caribbean, Africa, UK. But what it looks like historically is we have a higher frequency of those great people. And the greatness here inspired other Black folks abroad. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like we didn't know who Pele was. Don't act like, you know, the Bob Marley. We don't have an issue like with Usain Bolt. We don't have an issue with Rihanna's success. We don't have you know what I'm saying? We don't have a really issue with Nicki Minaj. But these people make issues. You get what I'm saying? We don't really have an issue with Idris Elba. We don't have an issue. Well, Kwesi and Fume, you know, came here too, but we don't really have an issue with Julius Malema, and we don't, you know, Mandela, both Mandelas, you know, Sankara. We don't have an issue with none of those people. I think the issue is you see a lot of Black, quote unquote, excellence from the United States of America. So it looks like people got an issue with that. You get what I'm saying? And that's not our problem. Like, you have Black folks coming to America mad at Black Americans, like, oh, why is it all about you? Bro, you came here because of us. If you really, but people go, no, we came here because of white people. No, you didn't come here because of white people, because you didn't want to come here when white people was really being off the chain. You never. So let's not act like all you folks from all these other places, your family was like, let's go to America. No, y'all wanted to come after Jim Crow. So that's a whole nother thing. Like, and then there's this interesting little hypocrisy, because us Black Americans, we travel, like we go out of places, and we see how other Black people and even non-Black people, just globally, y'all have this thing with y'all where if us black folks come to your country, we're probably going to have that experience that, because if it's us and a white person around, hey, white people, move to the side. It's like, oh, okay, interesting. But then that same mentality comes here, right? And then people go, no, I don't understand. It's like, whatever, bro. Even in this scenario, this young lady was talking. She said, y'all Negroes are the same. Normally, when somebody say y'all Negroes, they ain't black. You get what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Now I have to add this other part to it. We do not go to, black Americans do not go to other places in the world and try to center black America. You get what I'm saying? Now, we've known historically that white Americans travel everywhere trying to make everywhere America and act a complete fool all over the globe. And we see the hypocrisy that y'all don't have an issue with that. Y'all actually cater to that, even when it becomes detrimental. And now it's starting to, globally, white America's reputation is starting to get actual pushback. But when we're dealing with other groups, we're not going to Africa to center black Americans. We're not going to Europe to center black Americans. We're not going to Central and South America and the Caribbean to central black to make black America central in those places. We like that don't make sense to us. That's disrespectful to us. But what happens is, and I'm gonna say this, we think it's a difference between repping where you from and trying to make where you from more important than where you're at. Like we get like, hey man, you came from a different country, you repping your country, you want to be an inspiration to other people from your country. We get all that. But when they get to the, we better than y'all, it's like, hold up. The reason why that's a difficult statement to make is because you're here. You get what I'm saying? Y'all better than you feel like you can come here to say you're better than us. And it's like, bro, okay, if that's how you feel, okay. And we've seen people's parents and people's families instill that in their children. And I say this in the sense of, this isn't just like a black diaspora issue though, because other non-black, non-white communities come to America and they have some type of umbrage with black America. Oh, you people and you and it. It's like, and we watch y'all get smacked around by white America all the time. Y'all don't, they smack you around, you don't stand up for yourself. They disrespect you, you just, And we like, you get bullied by them, it's just, And then when from children all the way to the elderly. But once again, it's this competition thing. Oh, to feel like you're important in America, you have to have, I mean, you don't have to, but you choose to have this thing where, the old white America thing where at least I'm better than the Negroes. And it's like, and I get when the young lady was talking, like, look, I don't have like the N word doesn't bother me, and I'm not this. I'm African. I'm not black. I'm not a black American. I'm not that. So it really doesn't bother me. And it's like, yeah, because, and on one end it works in your favor because it doesn't bother you. On another end, it becomes it digs your own early grave, because if it don't bother you now, they're gonna repetitively do it until it bothers you, and then it's gonna be like, oh, hold up, and then it's gonna click. Oh, they don't care that you're African or you're Caribbean. They don't care. They don't care when you're Asian or Hispanic. They don't care. And that's the thing that Black America tried to warn you about when you're here. That's the issue a lot of times. Because and I'm gonna say this for the black diaspora, even the because everybody, like, black people have enclaves, Hispanic people have enclaves, Asian people have enclaves, but this is what I find interesting about the, let's just say, the community of minorities in this country, the immigrant minorities, right? Y'all sure y'all don't want to be around black people, but you sure do live in, you predominantly, should I say predominantly? Because some places I can't say that. Like, I'm in Texas, so the further out west you go, it gets more Hispanic. But usually, black immigrants, Asians, Hispanics, y'all usually in cities with black people. Y'all don't usually just want to be predominantly in a white area. So that always is a red flag to us for all of the disrespect and the hatred. Well, just go all the way over there. And because, and even with that, some of the older people have learned that lesson. Like, you look, we can be anti-black, but if we go from anti-black to the white neighborhoods, they're going to try to put us out of business, bankrupt us, bully us, or they're going to do all the stuff that they do to black people. And there's no turning back. You know, mess with your kids, all type of stuff. Because y'all find a way to, even when y'all have your enclaves, y'all find a way to be in the same vicinity as black Americans. You ain't got to be with us, but you got, look, I need just I don't like them, but if they in this city, I'm cool with that. Because people play the game where, as black people, it's gonna always be a problem. The lowest of the low, the lowest of our community becomes a stereotype for pretty much everybody in America. But you find your way around, like, in the vicinity of us. It don't make sense. But it gets back to why we're centered. It's because you're here. We wouldn't center ourselves where you're at. We wouldn't go to your country and try to center ourselves. That's disrespectful. But you're gonna have unique experiences because of where you're from, and you're gonna have experiences because you're gonna be in the same pool as just non-white, and that's what it is, man. I mean, but I'm out.